welcome to the $1 Million Idea. I'm Minnie Menon. Normally this show is about new age entrepreneurs who had a cool idea and made a business plan around it. But today we are breaking the norm. I'm here at Mumbai's bustling Crawford Market to get you the story, which is not only an ode to the Gujarati Thali, it is also an ode to Gujarati entrepreneurship. If you're wondering what the on-screen version of Jodha and Akbar are doing on this show, well, the Haat Ka Khana offered to impress the husband here came from the kitchens of our next $1 Million Idea, Gujarati Thali joint Rajdhani, which has been an iconic must-visit for anyone coming into Mumbai for years. So what's so hot about it? Well, it's the fact that this restaurant has evolved into a $1 million concept because it was nimble and quick to adapt to changing times. Rajdhani's journey started here in the by-lanes of Mumbai's Crawford Market as first a tea stall run by two brothers who moved from Baroda to make a living, to a South Indian joint, Ishwar Bhuvan, and finally to its present-day fiercely Gujarati version, which not just markets the famous Gujju Thali, but also Gujaratiness. The man behind the transformation is a second-generation entrepreneur who simply chanced upon an opportunity when he bought a restaurant in Baroda called Rajdhani in the late 80s. And the rest, as they say, is history. Today, the original Crawford Market branch dishes out thalis by the thousands. Rajdhani has 22 branches, all franchisees in Mumbai, 49 across the country, and properties in Sydney, Fiji, Dubai and Hanoi. It has now moved into the malls. It has snacklets which it plans to have by the hundreds across petrol pumps on every highway. And it has a turnover of 55 crore rupees and plans to roll out a whole host of signature restaurants under the corporate banner of Encore Hotels across the world. But even as the business expands, the family that runs it remains bound to the patriarch who set the ball rolling more than 60 years ago and the new generation entrepreneur who has thought so big. After all, Kamlesh Barot has managed to take a business older than him to the new age.
We actually were learning the ropes of this industry, getting into Ishwar Bhuvan, and that's why it was more of a learning stream for us. When we did catering college, the avenues opened up, it was no longer a frog in the well, so we saw that there is more to business than what we've been seeing around with that. And that's where we said, let's explore avenues, and we went to Baroda, opened up a hotel there, did the Thali place, saw the success.
You know, I must tell the viewers, I mean, living in Mumbai, one can't imagine the city without the quintessential Gujarati Thali. But at the time you were doing business out of this outlet, there weren't any Gujarati Thalis going around, right?
It was actually more out of this fever of getting out of Mumbai and doing something in a place which was already selling Gujarati Thalis, but for a fact we didn't really have that much confidence on Mumbaites that they would catch on to this Gujarati Thali business, because there was no restaurant of the caliber that we have in Rajdhani is the offering. We saw that opportunity only in Baroda, and that was a place where Dad always wanted to go back to his roots. And
it was also a factor of the tensions in Mumbai, where you felt that you needed something back home in Baroda. So it was not a very premeditated act of going back to Baroda. It was actually a backup plan.
More of an environmental thing that came around across the politics and all of Mumbai.
And in Baroda itself, what made you just followed the herd and went into Gujarati Thalis, or did you think that you had some great menus that you could share with the world?
No, actually when we bought over a running hotel over there, it was called Rajdhani, and that was the turning point where we said, might as well try out the Thali business over here because South Indian is already there in Mumbai. And the kind of success that was there from the first day itself made us think twice that why not we put an end to this legacy and then convert everything back to what the success, what people are looking at, rather than go with the own stream. And
was there resistance to change from your father's end? Because he came in with a tea stall, this very place set up shop.
There was resistance when we wanted to convert selling alcohol in our places and start serving non-vegetarian in one of our club outlets. Till then he was alright because the thali business was part of the dialect in food. When it went into the alcohol business, he said, no, I'm not going to allow you to do this. When it came to non-vegetarian, he said, no way will Gujaratis be ever selling meat and all that. But we had a way to work around that, and we made sure that he agreed to everything, and it went off today.
What was that way? You have to share it with us.
A co-hotelier gave us this idea that he'd done it with his first generation. He said, take some suggestion cards from guests, and I hope my dad doesn't see the show and take me by this.
You'll get into trouble.
So he said, take some comment cards from your guests and say, we're leaving because we don't have alcohol here and we don't have non-vegetarian food, and show that to your dad and say that, well, we're losing business, what should we do? So we did exactly that, and about 10 cards, and he said, okay, beer is alright, but not alcohol. So he said, but there's one license which you have to take, and he said, go ahead, then just take that license. And then fraudulently we started serving alcohol over there, and then when he said, okay, I'm turning an eye away from it. But
so you found your way through it all. You know, was there any hurdle that you went through, or any challenge that would have completely changed the face of this Rajdhani as we know it, or the business as we know it?
There had been challenges.
What is the biggest hurdle you've faced till date?
The biggest hurdle has been external from the government, and that we'll be fighting at a different level at the association, because as hoteliers, we really don't get into the business of hoteliering and restauranting. We actually get into licensing and putting the red tape in place. And I've seen that from my experience with Sydney, with my experience in Dubai. It's all a cakewalk there. Multiplying at the rate that we have today in these 3 years, we would have multiplied to this number of 50, 55 in any other city internationally in probably 6 months. Because the expertise is there, the technical know-how is there, everything available is required for the expansion is there. But it's the licensing, it's the red tape, it's the corruption that puts us back. And there is one guy who's constantly working under these compliances and other things, which really
Isn't it ironical that it's not the market that is challenging, it's not it's regulatory bottlenecks that is holding it back?
And we're trying to put sense into the...
Has it changed? Has it improved over the last couple of years?
But it's hardly a trickle that can be visualized, because they don't want to give away their powers. And besides the powers and everything, it's more of a game of a mind change, a mindset that doesn't change at the level. And probably our hopes are with the next generation politicians that they might look up to what the industry is there to offer, rather than becoming regulators. They should be facilitators.
Well, that is a really telling sign about the way things are. But you've taken it from Crawford Market to Sydney, from a thali joint to a fast food outlet. We'll talk about that journey with Kamlesh when we come back after this short break. Stay tuned.
Traditional way of welcoming all our guests to Rajdhani. All the Rajdhanis all over the country have this as a welcome.
Welcome back. You're watching The $1 Million Idea, and we're talking about an idea that evolved into a $1 million idea with the man behind it, Kamlesh Barota. Kamlesh, the fact is that you discovered the Gujaratiness much later as far as business is concerned, and this place, I can't get over it, started off as a South Indian restaurant, right?
We started with the legacy that Dad had started in the South Indian Ishwar era. And then when we came into business, we saw a lot of potential with Gujarati.
There's a lot of Gujaratiness all over the place. Take us through some of them.
There is one or two examples which I can show is the char story here. What we used to see as kids is Dad used to sit down in the kitchen on Sundays and create a chas out of a smoked variety of coal and all that. We saw flambés and geradons and all that in our revival and the 5-star training and everything we went through. We said, why not we take a cue from that and do something with Rajdhani. So what we did was we got this entire platter and the smoked chas into Rajdhani, and when the flames go up in the restaurant, there is always this demonstration effect about guests saying, oh, I saw the flame there, what's that, give me. So we came out of this trolley, and now this